Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Sorry for the technical difficulties. StreamYard is once again tripping. So, this is my review. Hey, Danielle, this is my review on Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 1. Gangsters Don't DIE. All right. If I had to rate this episode, I rate this episode a C minus. It was underwhelming in my personal opinion. But again, hey, they're just trying to get us caught up, I guess, because it's been quite some time since the last season, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, definitely a C minus. So this whole episode is really about them taking us back 3 months earlier, okay, when Unique was pretty much tossed in the trash like he was a dirty rug. And his brother, of course, was responsible for that. So Unique ends up waking up and he stands up because, of course, he's like in the garbage. He wakes up like he's an extra from Thriller. He looks a hot mess and he is up there, of course, moaning, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But next thing you know, he definitely is still in his right mind, though, because he ends up calling someone saying, hey, he needs a doctor ASAP. And so someone picks him up, but at first we don't see who that person is, okay? We just see that someone picks him up. And so at that point, that guy ends up taking him to a vet hospital. I haven't seen him before on any of these seasons, so he definitely is going to be a new character. Whoever this gentleman is who is so pressed about his money, what I do feel like is Unique is going to off him before the season is over with, because it's already kind of given that vibe that he's going to end up offing him before he can get his money. So when the guy takes him to the vet hospital, the doctor there is trying to work on him. Meanwhile, Lou tries to tell Juke that he is sorry, honey, for not coming to her audition. And Juke is like, whatever. Like, she's been so disappointed her whole entire life. I think she's kind of numb to it. And then while at the actual club, Lou's club, Marvin gets a page and he ends up speaking to someone. He was like, are you sure you want to speak to me or my sister? And I immediately felt like it was Tony Soprano, which, by the way, this picture of Tony Danza, it is, it's not a good picture, y'all. He kind of looked like an older woman in this picture. Is it just me? But he kind of looked like an older woman in this picture. But anyways, moving on. So meanwhile, Rock claims she needs to grab something from the vending machine because remember last season, the police came by her house saying that they wanted to speak to her and she was with her attorney. And so she all of a sudden said, I'm hungry. I need to go to the vending machine. Now she ends up going to the vending machine and then that's when she sees, her piglet baby daddy there and they lock eyes. He looking like, what the hell are you doing here? And she just looking at him like, yeah, I don't give a damn what you think. So them locking eyes, of course, naturally, because of course we know that she ends up offing him later on. I don't know if she was trying to bait him or she was in fact hungry, because we later find out, she may have had a moment of being hungry as hell all of a sudden. So the doctor tells Unique's friend, employee. I'm gonna start calling him Unique's employee. The doctor tells Unique's employee that he has multiple head fractures. And the guy's like, yeah. Like, I just want to know when I'm gonna get paid for my services. But the doctor mentions, and of course, you always, when they give like these, random moments that you need to pay attention to, he says, Unique may be different after these head injuries. Rage can happen, so you don't know what to expect when it comes to Unique. And then they even compared to him later on like a German Shepherd, because he said that he had to put a German Shepherd down because of the head injuries and how that German Shepherd was never the same. For the most part, in my personal opinion, Unique is about to be his brother. He's about to be the new South Jamaica boogeyman. He's going to have that rage. He's going to have that, you know what I'm saying, like type of movement that his brother had. He's going to be heartless. He's going to be just evil as all hell in Queens. So at that point, the doctor says you need to take him to a hospital. He needs to be in rehabilitation. He needs to do something, but like this is the most that I can pretty much do for him here. But instead of taking Unique to a hospital, he takes him to his spot. Okay. So with that, Child Rock throws up in the toilet. And I said, damn, she pregnant. And we find out that she's pregnant. And we clearly know who she pregnant by. She pregnant by Unique. All right. So Tony Soprano, he ends up meeting with Marvin. And like I said, I knew it was him. He wants Marvin to pretty much intimidate a made guy. All right. And I'm like, Marvin, how many times are you going to allow them to use your ass to do their dirty work? Remember, he's done it before. He's done it multiple times, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. He is always the black guy doing the Italian guy's dirty work. Sir, what are you doing? You're going to end up getting caught up in this nonsense. But at this point, Marvin is like, I don't need my sister. Like, I'm my own man. Like, what you got for me or whatever the case may be. And he's like, okay, fine. Like, this is what I want you to do. And Marvin's like, cool. This is about to backfire on him. It's going to eventually backfire. How many times have you dodged the steal, so to speak, because you ended up getting that freaking counselor off because of your stuff in the past? Eventually, it's going to hit Marvin. So Kanan is failing one of his classes, and apparently he has to do a report on one of his grandparents. He doesn't want to do it, and mainly because he wants to avoid his mother at all costs. And so Kanan goes to the Piglet and asks about writing on his parents, and he's like, hell no, like you do realize that people can put two and two together and realize that, you know what I'm saying, you could be a cop's kid. That ain't smart. You're going to have to go to your mama's side. So Marvin ends up waiting outside for Tony Soprano's in-law, and he's following him for the most part. And, you know, of course, while he's following everybody, he's eating at the same time. Unique is literally looking like the Night of the Living Dead, y'all. He looks a hot mess. He is coming like slurring his words, moaning, barely can walk, and he talking about some give me the keys to the car. And that employee is like, man, Ninja, have you lost your mind? The keys to the car for what? What the hell are you doing? He's like, give me the keys to the car. And he ends up falling on the ground. And the assistant, or I'm going to call him the assistant, he's like, man, you falling on my damn kitchen, but you talking about some give me the keys to the car. His rage is pretty much taking over at this point, Unique's rage. Kanan goes to his grandmother's house to do a paper on his grandpa Elijah. Meanwhile, Marvin tries to approach, I think his name is Tommaso. That's the in-law's name, Tommaso. But his boys are there. And he can't even get close. But after they call him a boy and show their racist BS, Marvin's ready to get that fool. Meanwhile, Rock ends up getting the termination, if you know what I mean. Juke drives her home and she tells Juke that it's Unique's baby. And Juke is like, what the hell? Like, you've been trying to off this man and now you done straight up almost had his child. And Rock even claims that she could have been in love with him. This is about to be an interesting twist because Unique head injury, of course, got him all over the place at this point. Like he still is in his right mind, but not in his right mind. Like he remembers people, places, and things. But with that being said, Unique tells his employee, his assistant, that he needs to go out there and find out what's going on in the streets. While his employee is like, you need to lay low. Surprise is the best element in this situation. No one really knows what's going on, what you're doing, if you're alive. So, you know, just lay low. Meanwhile, Kanan goes to Marvin about his grandfather, Elijah. And Marvin is still bitter about his father, saying he could never forgive him. Now, Unique ends up finding out that Rock has his spots and his connect, all right? And that his brother is working with Kanan. So he hears all of this. And so he automatically assumes that Rock played him yet again. Okay. And so his rage is at an all-time high, and he pretty much tells his assistant employee to, get the clipper, get the steel. He wants to be able to feel like if he can kind of still press that trigger finger, so to speak. But he ends up pointing it at the assistant. And I was like, yeah, you're about to be a goner. Probably by the end of this freaking season. Lou, oh gosh, I'm kind of over this whole Lou acting like he wants to take himself out. If I see any more of him crying and pretty much saying, because Kanan ends up going to him about Grandpa Elijah, and he pretty much says that, his father, it has to be easier to be unalive versus being alive. And he pretty much is not mad, I guess, that his father did that. And he always looking like he about to cry. And I'm like, Lou, are you going to take yourself out? And if you are, like, can we just get it over with, please? Because I'm kind of over this up and down that you're going through as far as your demons or whatever. And so Marvin finally gets Tommaso alone. Yes, his character is draining. Thank you, Danielle. And to me, they didn't develop him enough to go down this downward spiral. It was almost like the first season, he didn't have any of these demons. And then after his sister said, I own you, ninja, all of a sudden, all of the demons come out. You off the kid. You did all of this other stuff. But as soon as your sister say, I own you, that's when you become weak. It just didn't make any sense to me. But moving on. So Marvin finally gets Tommaso alone, but he doesn't, of course, take him out. He just scares him into submission. But again, he knows what Marvin looks like. I'm telling you, this is not going to end well. Rock tells Kanan, because he's still pissed off that he has to stay with his mom, because, she forced him to stay at the house now. And he doesn't want to talk to her. And Rock is like, I love you so much, Kanan. Even if you hate me, I still love you regardless. And then she ends up leaving, and he looked like he about to cry. He loved his mama. As much as his mama is trifling as hell, he loved his mama. So Jukebox meets with Nicole's father and pretty much tells him, hey, I got into the group, and he's excited, but she wants to know more about his military service. I guess apparently he was in the military, and he pretty much tells her, yeah, you're gay, so it's not a wise idea for you to go into the military. That's pretty much what he was trying to imply. So one of Kanan's delivery boys said they need more money. And what's the heifer's name from the group, the trifling one? Well, I forgot what her name is. But anyway, she's there. And while she's there, he finds out that his grandmother is in a hospital. Kanan goes to his grandmother in the hospital, and he finds out that she has kidney cancer. And she hasn't told her own kids. The only person she told is Kanan. So you going to put your grandchild in a situation, and your own kids don't know. So that's going to cause some conflict and some drama. And then Lou comes out of the freaking club drunk. And by the grace of God, he almost got clipped by Unique, because Unique is the boogeyman. He lay low in a cut, ready to pop him. But the owner of the club ends up coming out, telling him that he can't drive, and ends up pretty much saving his life, because Unique was ready to just go in on that ass. Then we get a scene where Rock, Marvin, and Kanan, they, of course, have the whole situation at the warehouse where they off Unique's brother, they off the piglet. So we see that scene, and we see that Unique was following them. And so we see Unique go in, which is the last scene of the last season. Excuse me, guys, I'm sick. We see him in the last season where he's staring down at his brother, and he aims the gun. He aims the steel, like he want to pow him again to make sure that he's a goner. And then the episode goes off. So look, C- for me. You said it was good. I like you said it was good. I like the build up in the backstory. I mean, look, it definitely gave you a reminder of what happened, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it was underwhelming for me. For me, it was underwhelming. It definitely did not give me elements of, oh, I can't wait to see what the next episode is gonna bring. I'm still gonna watch it, of course, but I just felt like it was okay. It didn't really give me the oohs and the ahs. What we just do know is that Unique is on his revenge, even though he don't even realize that he's kind of trying to get revenge on the wrong people. Tony Soprano, Stefano, is definitely setting Marvin up. And Juke, to me, is still the most innocent soul out of everybody. So it's making me wonder, when is she going to get to the point where she becomes heartless like she was when we saw her in Power, the book one. So it's quite interesting how they're taking it 3 months later. But now, are we going back to the present, or are we still kind of going backwards? I definitely want to know what they're trying to do with that. What are my predictions? I feel like Marvin is going to be taken out, probably by the Italians in some kind of way, or someone is going to get taken out because of Marvin. Either way, he keeps messing with these Italians, he going to be in danger. And he's tried it too many times, and he's gotten away too many times. I feel like he's eventually going to get hit. Lou is possibly going to take himself out, and I'm over it. So do what you need to do, bruh. It is what it is. Rock, it's going to be a big situation between her and Unique. Now, Unique, I don't think it's ever going to be the same again. I think that what they're trying to pretty much put out there is that he's going to be a pit bull. He is going to lose his mind, and he's going to be like his brother 2.0. That's what I think. As far as Kanan is concerned, he's going to continue to build his empire. Are we going to see little Ghost and little Tommy in this season? I don't know. Eventually, they have to come out. I don't know when it's going to happen, though, but eventually we'll have to see them. I think Juke will change when she goes to the military. Oh, you think the military is going to change her mentally? Maybe, because I've heard the military can do that. I heard the military can do that to people, so that could be the case. But if I'm predicted correctly that her father is going to get offed, that may change her. You know what I'm saying? Because she already lost her mom. Losing her father may actually change her. So that may make her more heartless because of her losing her father. Early knows Ghost and Tommy. Yeah, I'm hoping to see Ghost and Tommy at this point, because we need to see them and when the connection happened. And how many more seasons do we have? Because I feel like they're going to end this soon. I feel like we only have one more season. I think they already announced it. It's only going to be one more season, maybe two more seasons. So at a certain point, we have to see Ghost and Tommy. Oh, Unique's assistant. Yeah, that's his damn name. I didn't know what his name was. So yeah, eventually they have to come out. And eventually Kanan has to get set up eventually. Something's going to have to happen with that. But yeah, I just felt like it definitely could have been better, but I'm going to continue to watch it. You guys let me know in the comments section what you thought about this episode. It was, to me, quick, brief, and to the point. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen with Mr. Unique. I feel like he's definitely going to be the main antagonist and villain. I'm kind of here for it, though. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with his character. And when him and Rock finally face off. I'm waiting to see that, especially if and when he finds out that she was pregnant with his baby. That's going to be interesting. But with that being said, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.